The greater good. The greater good. The greater good. The greater good.
Inquisitor. Let us begin.
To work?
Warning, beginning Exalted Council will lock off all other areas and plots and jump to 944 the Dragon, 2 years after the death of Corypheus. No going back from this point. Corypheus dead and the threat of Fade Rifts and demons waning, both Orlais and Ferelden have begun to raise questions about the future of the Inquisition. Divine Victoria has promised to shield the Inquisition from political matters for as long as possible. Eventually, she plans to call the Exalted Council a chance to determine the role, and possibly the fate, of the Inquisition. Recommended levels 20 or higher. Exalted Council will be held at the Winter Palace outside Halam Shiral, thanks to Divine Victoria's negotiation with the Ambassador, ready to depart at your convenience. Venture forth.
Another parade, another bloody negotiation.
Smiles, everyone. We must be careful how we present ourselves.
Why did Divine Victoria call the Exalted Council? She's kept Orlais from bothering us for the last 2 years.
At increasing political cost, yes. She has done all she can, but the Exalted Council has become necessary. Orlais would control us, and based on their many marriage proposals, they have specific plans for you. Our real concern is Ferelden. They would see us disbanded entirely.
Why not? Haven't we done our purpose?
Inquisitor, it has been too long. I hope the years have been kind to you.
How have you been, Mother Giselle?
I spent last summer in Emprise du Lion, distributing food sent from the Exalted Plains. The Dales are finally recovering.
Corypheus left a great deal of damage for us to repair. I appreciate your efforts.
And I yours, your worship. I should mention that your forces at Suladin Keep were of great help. Please give my compliments to Baron Deschedin. Divine Victoria asked me to greet you on her behalf. She is currently attending to the Ferelden ambassador's concerns.
How do you think Divine Victoria has done these last 2 years?
It is hardly for me to say, Inquisitor.
With respect, that's never stopped you before, Mother Giselle.
Victoria
Wow.
is adept at winning allies with both her intelligence and her faith. It is a blessing in these trying times. We are lucky to have her.
I'll speak to Divine Victoria.
I believe she would appreciate that, your worship. The Divine sees the good that you can do and have done. Duke Cyril will wish to greet you on behalf of Olay. I believe he is currently speaking with the Tevinter ambassador. Many of your friends have returned as well.
The Tevinter
I hope you
ambassador.
have a chance to speak with them before the Exalted Council begins.
The Imperium sent an ambassador.
Dorian.
Yes, your worship. Dorian Pavas has taken the chance to return from Tevinter. It will be good to see him again. I owe him my apology.
You do.
I allowed my distrust of Tevinter to cloud my judgment. He took a great risk coming to help us and deserved better treatment.
You're going to apologize to Dorian?
I have little patience for those who cannot admit they were wrong, your worship. Myself included. I will have to make my apologies somewhere public. He will want an audience for his reaction.
Who has returned for the Exalted Council?
Everyone.
Your dwarven friend, Master Tetras.
Except Solus.
I understand he spent much of the last few
Mostly.
days in Kirkwall. I believe Sir Blackwall has returned as well, although he now uses the name Tom Ranier. Enjoy time with them while you can, your worship. I doubt you will have the chance once the Exalted Council is underway.
Thank you, Mother Giselle.
Your worship, a final question, if I may. This Exalted Council, Ferelden would have the Inquisition disband. Olay sees its power as another feather in a chevalier's helmet. What do you wish to do with the Inquisition?
You once told me about the first Inquisition that took place 800 years ago. You said that when their battle was over, that Inquisition soldiers sheathed their swords and went home. If our battle is truly over, perhaps it's time for us to do the same.
Thank you. Maker watch over you, Inquisitor. I will not keep you any longer.
Optional catch up with old friends. That's like the point of this DLC, isn't it? Oh, the Hella Hella statues.
There must be something here.
I think there was the last time I was here. But,
There must be something here.
expensive dog treats. Sounds like something to give to Cullen. He is an expensive dog. Fuck. What was that Harlequin assassin person doing here? Josephine's ready at the war table, is she? The more you know.
It's so good to see you, darling. I've been fielding Orlesian diplomats all afternoon.
Have they given you trouble?
Not at all. It is quite alarming. It means they are all saving themselves up for later. Would you walk with me? I should like to take some air before the Exalted Council becomes inescapable. The palace has been most accommodating. We are, after all, here at their insistence, but the ministers may... No. No more talk of the council. This meeting was to spend time with you in a more relaxed fashion.
Is this in your daily notes? 3 to 4 o'clock, idle chats with the Inquisitor.
Of course not. Not precisely. The truth is, there is a small entertainment happening tonight, to which I may be able to find a pair of invitations.
You'd like me to go with you?
Very much so. In all the years you worked with Orlais, you had so little time to enjoy its culture.
Perhaps you're right. These meetings and talks don't allow for much leisure time.
And then back to Skyhold without a moment's pause to take in where we are. Sometimes, I'm afraid I do not make enough time for you, my love. Please, come with me tonight.
And what is this small entertainment?
Something to ease our minds. I would very much like to surprise you with the details.
If it makes you happy, how can I refuse?
Oh, wonderful. I was worried we wouldn't find the time. The past years have been so busy. We have earned at least a few moments of rest.
A calm night out sounds...
Oh, bravo! Bravo!
Was the woman in gold playing a king? Who was the man in feathers?
Oh, it's all very simple. The first actor's mask is determined by... well, I will lend you the program guide. But tell me, did you enjoy the performance?
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Truly.
That part with the glittery, and they actually set fire to... Yes, I truly enjoyed it.
Then I call tonight a great success. Oh, look! The encore signal! I do hope you recovered from your night at the opera. Any ear-ringing should go away in a day or two.
Well, now it's time for a day at the races. Inquisitor. I send this to you uncertain whether this comprised a joke, a test, or some form of magic. If it is the latter, I wish to say I'm deeply uncomfortable, but based on the results, I can hardly complain. Our work has never been more successful. I have no recollection of having written the following, but it's clearly my hand. It signified in the language that made it clear that I acted of my own volition when writing it. I assume you'll make more of it than I can. Yours, Charter. Sent to Inquisitor in regarding Cole. Quarterly progress. Rescues 6, higher than expected. Targets hit 4. No one dead when wanted for interrogation. No prisons. Agent morale strong. Some crying. All insist they were good tears. Strong emotions. Unrelated to missions at hand. Usually tied to some past trauma. Oddities, misplaced items. Unexpected. Often tied to an emotional revelation among a group. Considering with hostile blood mage binding demons very angry. Wax my fingers. Bees drone behind me as the honeycomb crunches between my teeth. She was always proud of me. Why did I write this? My dear Ariane 1, Commander Cullen has reviewed the soldiers. I've written and received so many letters from the Elysian court. Our birds practically blot out the sun. We are as prepared for this exalted council as we will ever be. I know this past year has been full of formal meetings. Goodness knows I have attended many myself. This one will truly test the alliances and friendships we've worked so hard to build. Take courage, darling, and please visit me before we begin the Exalted Council. It would make me so happy to see you. Love, Josephine. Inquisitor. Thank you so much for your kind inquiries. I'm doing very well, although I've been quite busy. Selecting new staff for my apartments at the Grand Cathedral has taken me so much longer than I expected. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to borrow Scout Harding for a few weeks to help me find more nugs. I cannot possibly hire anyone to a permanent position without first observing them in a room full of baby nugs, and all the litters I have on hand are nearly full grown. In any case, I shall see you soon at Halam Shirao. Until then, Leliana.
Hello, my love.
Hello. Have a look over here. This was the Halador. Bah. God. They have guard the bait. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 10 by Varric Tethras. Donan Brenokovich. Donan Brenokovich. I can't say that name. Brenokovich. That one. I've been pursuing the killer of the magistrate Dunwald without food or rest, and so far all he had was the seal of an imaginary group, a wounded arm, and a package that contained a rusted Tevinter shortsword. He was past exhaustion, and every breath made his head throb like he'd had too much to drink. He was getting too old for this shit. He couldn't go to the barracks with the knife room he'd pick up off duty. If the captain caught him, and she would, he'd be thrown out the guard for sure. That left one option. The Chantry Clinic turned no one away, but it usually didn't have to. The presence of 3 circle healers was more than enough to frighten most decent folk into hiding to wait and see if they got better on their own. Aside from a few drunken beggars snoring in the beds, the clinic was quiet. The healer didn't ask his name and tended the wound with only a disapproving frown. In a few breaths, his arm was good as ever. Pity magic wouldn't mend his coat sleeve. As he walked through the nave towards the exit, he heard a voice. Guardsman, I was just about to look for you. The deep black gown she wore only made her eyes more otherworldly. A scent like lilacs filled the air around her. She may have been dressed in mourning garb, but she was dressed to kill. Donan bowed. Lady Maribel. My name's Marielle. Lady Marielle. We should talk. I may have a lead for you. Looking for a woman. Black hair. Smells of lilac and gooseberries. Bran?
The Prince of Starkhaven wrote to you again.
Oh, can we get rid of him?
Just put that one in the pile with letters from the Merchants Guild.
And the captain of the city guard had a very colorful message for me to deliver to you as well.
Inquisitor! Andraste's ass, am I ever glad to see you?
Are you in some kind of trouble? What's happened this time?
So suspicious. I'll have you know I've never been convicted of anything. Officially. This is Bran Caven. Until recently he was the Viscount...
Provisional Viscount.
Of Kirkwall.
So why is he here with messages from the Merchants Guild?
I have resumed my
From Aveline.
now that Master Tethras has been elected Viscount.
You're the Viscount of Kirkwall now.
Well, it seems the two of you have a great deal to discuss. Why don't I just leave you to it?
So, it turns out you fund enough reconstruction efforts in a city-state, the nobles give you the worst job they can think of.
That's fantastic. You'll make an excellent Viscount.
I think the nobility figured, after Dumar and Perrin, what's the worst that could happen if we put the dwarf in charge? They voted me in because I got the harbor and businesses up and running again. They want shit fixed, and I can do that. Anyway, I was hoping I'd catch you before the summit got underway. I got you a sort of present. It's official recognition of your title and holdings in Kirkwall. Congratulations. You're a Comtesse now.
You can't actually do that without...
Too late. Already did it. I also drafted an alliance with the new elf-led city council of Wycombe, so Clan Llewellyn has some political muscle to flex now.
Ooh.
That needs to be reviewed by...
You were leaving us to talk, remember?
This is possibly too much, Varric. I don't know what to say.
That's nothing. Practically nothing. Don't mention it. Oh, that reminds me. It's the key to the city.
You can't give that away without approval from the council and a special ceremony.
It's just symbolic anyway.
It controls one of the giant chain nets in the harbor.
Really? That is so much better than I thought.
This operates those giant chains. Can I try it?
No.
I don't know how this council thing is going to end the Inquisition. But whatever gets decided, you've got a place lined up in Kirkwall if you want it. Also, control of the harbor, I guess. Anyway, you should meet with the diplomats. And we'll get in a game of Wicked Grace before I go back.
Yes, we will.
Right?
I wouldn't miss it.
Don't bet any public buildings this time.
I'll be here if you need me.
I've heard that one before. Monsieur Renier.
Fashionably late. I thought you weren't gonna show.
I'm late, and you decide to make the Winter Palace rubble.
Eh? Never liked it anyway. Too fancy. So tell me everything that happened while I was away. And Geralf strolls up, hands filled with ripe squashes, and says, "Sir, I must report that it was an utter boondoggle."
Ha 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 ha.
Maybe you had to be there.
It's good to see you fitting in.
It has its warts, that's for sure. But this life feels right. Like it's where I'm supposed to be. Anyway, it's nice to be back. Though I'm not sure what to think of this council. The wardens will be missing me, but they aren't going to keep me away from a friend who might need my sword arm.
Your aim is atrocious. I'm embarrassed for you.
Think you can do better?
Did I do better? Looks like I did, yeah.
Inquisitor?
Warden. Wait. That's like stealing, isn't it? Ooh. Hi. What have you got? Not much.
Inquisitor, I see you have time for afternoon refreshments.
Glimmering, glittering, perfect cut, mask a maze of gemstones. She will think it pretty.
Excuse me, I might,
You're useful to have around, Cole.
He wants stones the color of his eyes. Happy, bright, beaming, being seen, not seeing. And I needed the table.
For breadcrumbs?
Birds like breadcrumbs.
Inquisitor, how good to see you here. I came to sit and
Meriden.
Sweet songs, poignant pain plants joy that grows later. She can't see me. I help her help people.
I gathered.
You're smart and kind. You're worthy of true love.
Hello, Halam Sharam! The fire of Zither must be fueled by wine, ideally shared with adoring fans.
But not with him. You need somebody nice. Yes, better. He'll be gentle, so will you.
You're with the Chargers, are you not? I've seen you in the Skyhold Tavern where I sing.
Ram.
Oh, yes. I love your songs. Sometimes I'd sit up on the chair to take a better look at your songs.
Oh, that's what he's doing, is it?
You'd like to hear it.
Good.
Rather than patch the behavior of... Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't fix it in Frostbite.
Nicely done, Cole.
Look at them. Golden Nug.
Here's you and everyone.
Yeah.
Glad to be back, all stuffed together, with the pressure full on. Again. Don't worry, Herald of Everywhere. I came prepared. I know what everyone needs.
Pranks.
Just like best times.
That's not a prank, that's just assault. We got each other at least.
I expected a roof. It's early. Anyway, that was a good run. It's all been a good run. I needed that. And I need... You know it's ending, right? We can say it won't, but knobs in places like this, all they do is end things. They'll try a leash. Or worse. But maybe you aren't ready to quit just because some Lord Piddlebits is scared of us.
Is someone moving against us?
Everyone.
Sure. Start with everyone, everywhere. Point is, sooner, all this changes. And you've helped me understand. Too much. So it's my turn to help you. See, I have these friends, and all of them were the wrong sort of whatever. Their place changed, or it never was. So together, we made an us. Everyone will mean us.
I realized that they were dropping stuff.
Calls you the wrong sort of whatever. Maybe we can be that us for you. What do you think, Inquisitor? Want to run some rooftops as a Jenny?
Well, all I have to say is... Call me Red Frigging Jenny.
Way too confusing. You'll get a city. One that rhymes with arse.
Oh! I should have said we needed a we instead of an us. Because... Wait! Anus! So stupid.
To all my friends.
Always and ever, Inquisitor.
I feel like I should go back to my clan.
Creepy song is creepy. Ugh.
Well, that's the thing that we just did.
Figure out what end this bunch want, and then we can get to fun with friends and friends.
Alright.
Your Worship, I'm glad you're here. Listen, I need you to keep the Chief distracted while we sneak this dragon skull through the room behind him.
Got it.
It's for his birthday.
Didn't ask, Krem.
All right, here he comes. Just keep him talking. He loves...
Oh, yeah, and when?
Hey, boss. Good to see you.
It's good to see that the Veil has largely healed, now that most of the major rifts are closed.
Uh-huh.
You might think otherwise, but the Veil isn't technically a physical barrier. It's more like a magical vibration that repels the Fade. Do you think news of the Exalted Council could affect the lyrium shipments from Orzammar?
Yes.
Maybe.
Did you know that Ferelden has its own names for lords? The
As a Ben Hasrath, he probably did, yeah.
governed by Terns. Inside those are cities and Arlings ruled by Arls, and then there's the Banorn. It's a large area of countryside ruled by multiple bands.
Good to know.
We They're just standing right in the fucking way.
It's fascinating to see the remnants of Syrian culture here. Most of it was deliberately erased during Orlesian unification under the reign of Mafrath's son Isarath.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Sure you can. They must have that thing almost across the room by now, right? Ben Hasra, remember?
Surprise! Happy birthday, Chief!
Oh, you guys! You got me.
Was that a wink or a...
Hey, boss.
I need to pee quickly. I'm going to see you in a moment. Hi. Wait. Cassandra. I was told Cassandra. This tattered novel bills itself as a sweeping romance on the eight seas by Daniel Mithro. The cover shows a dark-skinned elf with long platinum hair hanging by one hand from the mast of his ship. A dagger in his teeth, a woman in an elaborate mask, a low-cut dress, and almost as much hair as the elf, gasps up from the base of the mast. The elf is glaring at a tanned and chiseled human pirate, grinning as his vessel pulls alongside the elf's ship. The first elven captain of the Antivan Navy, Keel Zebulon's inaugural assignment was a routine trading mission down to Wickham. Little did he know that the fiery amethyst Coron, a passenger he picked up in the Free Marshes, was an heir to an enormous fortune. A fortune Ravani pirate Prince Eldorado Huracan would do anything to get his hands on. Unable to resist Amethyst's pleas for help, Keel found himself racing to get back to Val Royal, even as the ferocious hurricane pursued them. And their passions ensured the eight seas would never be the same. There's a note scribbled on the inside cover in dainty handwriting. Father, please return to Lady Yvette Montelier, sister-in-law. Just looking for shards.
Oh.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Well, I wanted to speak with you, and now you're here.
Hello.
This seems serious.
It's not about me. It's about you. Maybe you should sit.
I can stand.
Maybe I should sit. Inquisitor, I want you to know that I am your friend. I will always be your friend.
Oh, well, that's...
So I hope to give you sound advice on this momentous day. Do what is in your heart, my friend, no matter what anyone might tell you.
That's a lovely sentiment, Cassandra.
Marriage is much more than a lovely sentiment, Inquisitor.
Marriage?
Josephine is a wonderful woman. If you're clear on your path you're not proposing to anyone.
Well, now I might.
I am going to kill Varric. Why do I believe everything he says? Why?
He said I was going to propose.
He mentioned a proposal. I suppose I filled in the blanks. Or he did this on purpose. That dwarf gets entirely too much joy from my discomfort.
I might get married. I've thought about it.
I suspected as much. Being Inquisitor has brought you good things. Many good things. But only a few have been by your choice. Take what happiness you can from those and do not let them go. That is all I meant to say. Advice from a friend for the days to come.
I feel like I should go back and talk to Josie again. The anti-occlusion shroud above the Inquisitor's head that I can't unsee.
Hello, my love.
Hi. Maybe she was the one who was going to... Nah. No, that's not Josie. Too spontaneous.
What is this now?
Please, move along.
So many French people here, and it's just making me think. Been a while since I've had a nice blue cheese. Or any blue cheese, even not a nice one. Hi, Cullen, you are touching a dog. That sounded... I didn't mean like that.
You're to dodge, not catch. If that ball were a fireball, you'd be dead.
But it's not a fireball. Look at his stupid face. Look at his big stupid face. And the dog. The dog's got a face too.
You found a dog?
They don't breed Mabari in Olay. The merchant said he was abandoned. Perhaps his owner's tired of the novelty.
Tire of you? With that positive attitude and fetching ability?
Ruff. Ruff.
He's not supposed to fetch it.
I don't think you understand how this works.
Another Ferelden trapped at the Winter Palace. I couldn't leave him to that fate. Besides, I think he likes me.
You should show him Ferelden.
You could take him to Ferelden sometime. He should know where he came from.
I did promise my sister a visit. She might try to spoil you. Remember who you report to. The Inquisition will change after this. I'm not yet sure what that will mean. Whatever happens,
Vicious war dog.
you, Liliana, Josephine, will have my support in whatever form you require.
If your support comes with that of your new friend, I'm sold. I know a useful ally when I see one.
You can help. Dodge this, and I'll find overpriced Orlesian dog treats before we go.
I want overpriced. I want expensive ones that are worth it. Oh, look who it is. Don't go in the water, it will freeze instantly.
Darling, you made it. Excellent. I scheduled this appointment ages ago, and they do appreciate punctuality.
Appointment?
With the Imperial Garden Spa, of course. You work so hard, my dear. I wanted to treat you.
That sounds like a fantastic idea.
Of course it is, darling. That's the only kind I have.
What are the cheese wheels for?
It pains me that you even have to ask. You've clearly been living too long in barely civilized conditions.
Did you hear something?
Relax, darling. It's spa day. How have you been?
Wonky portrait.
Since we've spoken. I hope all is well with you and Ambassador Montillier.
Things are excellent. Thank you for asking.
It's such a comfort to hear that at least one facet of your life hasn't fallen apart due to incompetence.
Be keeping very busy?
Someone has to keep the mess that's been made of Thaddeus's institutions of magic from flying apart. Don't you feel better, my dear? This place really does work miracles.
What happened?
Darling, it's spa day. Don't fret. You'll undo all the good they've done. Come along, Inquisitor. They have other appointments, you know.
That's a lot of ham. On in Hightown, Chapter 15 by Varric Tethras. The nobles in Hightown like to imagine that petty crime can only happen in the dark shadows of Darktown, or maybe the crooked alleyways of Lowtown between the alienage and the poorest neighborhoods. Their lofty, ivy-walled avenues could never be the site of something as crude as a mugging or simple assault. Donnan didn't have much trouble finding an out-of-the-way alcove near the chantry to wait for a scarred Ander and the tattooed Chasen to catch up with him. The Ander came at him first, dropping down from the balcony above his head, while Donnan tried to back out of his reach. The Chasen loomed behind him, clamping an enormous vice-like hand on his shoulder. The Ander's follow-up punch just below his ribs knocked the air from his lungs. The Chasen lifted up by his coat. Donnan got back enough of his breath to say, "You are man. You give him a message." This earned him a skeptical look from the Ander, but the Chasen set his feet back on the ground. "Tell him his sword. He can meet me in the Keys at midnight to settle on the price." For a long, nervous moment, Donnan watched a variety of expressions pass over the Ander's scarred, greyish face before the man nodded. Another long moment, and both the Ander and Chasen walked away, leaving him alone in the alcove. With the sun just setting, there was only one place left that Donnan needed to go. The tavern in the centre of Lowtown sat in its own tiny moat of spilled ale, vomit, and the seawater the owner flung at the walls in a half-hearted attempt to scour the seagull crap from the building. Donnan, like every guardsman who drank at the Hanged Man, walked through the door to a curious, frantic chorus of Put it away! Hurry! He tried not to smile and completely succeeded when the brooding, white-haired elven bartender greeted him with a murderous glower. Guardsman. Donnan placed a handful of copper coins on the bar. Keep the ale coming, Ferris. I've got some time to kill. Remember when Fenris was alive? I got ham, but I'm not a hamster. I got ham, but I'm not a hamster. Donde está? You're French, not Spanish. Où est le garçon? Found a bone for you. Gazebo.
Darling, what can I do for you?
Absolutely nothing. Right. I can. Whee! I'm going to go to this meeting with Cyril and Tegan completely drenched. I see it. Yoink. There's a book. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 18. By Varric Tethras. The rain stopped with a suddenness that suggested some enterprising footpad from the coterie had climbed up to shank the cloud. The fog drifted off to haunt a better part of the wounded coast, and as Donna reached the Chantry courtyard, the clouds parted to let a sliver of moonlight shine on the rain-swept flagstones. He stopped to catch his breath and tightened the torn-off coat sleeve he'd used as a bandage. The bleeding was slowing, which meant either the wound on his side wasn't that deep, or he was running out of blood to lose. Trying not to dwell on the latter, he pushed open the Chantry doors. At this maker-forsaken hour, the Chantry was lit only by the eternal flame at Andraste's feet. A single soul occupied the space, lighting the candle for the dead. She rose as Don staggered into the firelight. Guardsman! Lady Mariel rushed to help him into one of the pews. Pew, pew, pew! Pews. I want to wake someone. Make one of the healers. He managed a pained smile. I wasn't sure you'd be here. Neither was I. Your message was a little vague. Marielle tried to examine his makeshift bandage, but Donnan waved her away. He pointed towards the golden statue of Andraste. Let a friend deliver something for you. Under the altar. Marielle cast him a skeptical look. But she climbed on the dais and returned with a small oilcloth bundle. She picked apart the wrapping's knot and peered down at the rusty blade inside, the specks of dried blood still clinging to the pitted guard. Sort of a Sarion, she breathed, almost a prayer. Get it to the divine, Dolan asked. She wiped her eyes. Take it to her myself, but what do you want in return? Dolan struggled to his feet. Just put a good word for me with the Maker. You never know when I need it. And he walked away, leaving her stranded in the firelight with history in her hands. Bonsoir. Oh. I.
Divine Victoria, am I interrupting?
Of course not, Inquisitor. I was catching up with Redcliffe's Arl. He's here to represent Ferelden at the summit.
Inquisitor, good to meet you.
Hi, how's Redcliffe doing?
How are things in Redcliffe, my lord?
Blessedly quiet. The mayor conveys his greetings. Redcliffe remembers its savior.
I had hoped to steal a moment of the Divine's time.
Very well. We'll continue this later, your perfection.
Many are frightened of the Inquisition's power, but I will do all I can to allay their fears.
Is there anything I can do to make your job easier?
Explore the grounds. Let yourself be seen. The delegates need to put a face to the legend. I have much to do, but let me say this. I may no longer be your spy master, but I am always here if you require.
I'm glad you finally arrived, Inquisitor. The Crown's anxious for news.
And your thoughts on Ferelden's position?
The breach is long gone, yet Skyhold's army remains. Ferelden can't continue to ignore soldiers on its borders.
I appreciate knowing where Ferelden stands.
You are owed that, Inquisitor, especially here. These Orlesians will talk circles around you before you get a simple greeting out. I won't keep you longer. We'll have words enough when the Exalted Council begins.
Hi, Dorian.
Orlais is on your side, Lord Parvis. The Inquisition's support is not a thing to lose lightly.
Which is why the Orlesian court is circling it with a net and collar? But you'll have to excuse me. I see an old friend I must greet.
Dorian, you're being rude.
Inquisitor, how long has it been? Don't actually tell me. I despise feeling old. It's
Of course you do.
see you, my friend.
You arrived ahead of me. I hope all's well.
It's everything I expected. We've been spared the burden of surprise. Orlais wants the Inquisition tamed, Ferelden wants it gone, the Chantry meddles, and Tevinter sends but one ambassador. That's me, by the way. A reward for my interest in the South. Thankfully, Ambassador Pavis is a token appointment. Call on me as you like.
Inquisitor, Duke Cyril Montfort, member of the Council of Heralds and Lord of Chateau Haine. I have long followed your work.
I remember Duke Prosper.
Is that sentiment shared by the rest of the court?
Of course. Orlais wishes only to offer respectful guidance to the Inquisition.
Does your grace feel the Inquisition should continue to rule itself?
I would rather see the Inquisition join us freely than be carved into pieces for the chessboard. I have not forgotten Justinia's death. I had friends who perished at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. More than the good you have done, it is a good we may do together I don't wish to lose. Whatever happens, Inquisitor, I wish you well.
Ooh, treasure. Oh. I thought it'd be hard in Hightown. It wasn't. It was flaccid in Lowtown.
As the most eloquent dwarf you know, Sparkles...
Speech! Speech! Way too much speech.
Varric, there's really no need.
What's going on?
Inquisitor! You're just in time. Sparkles, the Imperium doesn't deserve you, or want you. It may even kill you, but we'll miss you, if it counts. And you didn't know. Okay, folks. Time to take the party elsewhere.
Toma never wanted any. I swear.
Leave him.
It's true. When the Exalted Council has ended, I'm going back to Tevinter. For good, this time.
You know I'll miss you.
Naturally. My father is dead. Assassinated, I believe. I received notice this morning. A perversely cheerful letter congratulating me on assuming his seat in the Magisterium. I didn't even see him when I was home. I had no idea he would leave me everything. This ambassadorship, his doing, I'm told. He must have wanted me away when the trouble began. I have to go back.
So you'll truly be a Magister?
Oh, yes. I can't wait to degrade the Magisterium with my presence. A new outfit is required.
And then what?
I find my father's killers and kill them back. Then I find those giving Tevinter a bad name and kill them. They're most likely the same people, so that should make the job easier.
You'll need help. I could go with you.
Not this time, my friend. I won't be entirely without support. Mayveris has gathered other Magisters who feel as we do. We'll be an actual faction in the Magisterium. I'll teach them manners, take them shopping. It'll be fun.
I wish you safe travels, and the best of luck.
Oh, I'll need it, thank you. Magisters are tricksy bastards. A present. A going-away present. It's a sending crystal. Amazing what friendship with the Inquisition gives you access to. If I get in over my head, or you're overwhelmed with sorrow for lack of my velvety voice... magic. What? You didn't think I would just leave and you'd never hear from me again, did you? You are my dearest friend. Perhaps my only friend. That will never change, no matter where we are. Now let's finish the good wine before the others get back.
Now I've got a dog to see.
Be careful, Inquisitor. We have a ways to go yet.
Oh, I've spoken to Leliana, but I've not spoken to Leliana. Hi.
Will you walk with me? The first time I came to the Winter Palace, I was only 18. I was dazzled. Such rich hangings, splendid marble columns, more golden lions than I could count. It's all still here, still bright, but I no longer see that same palace.
And that makes you sad?
It is easier on the heart to just see gilding. Now all I see are hands rubbed raw to make gold gleam, tears shed in the night over silk embroidery. Others overlook them and forget their pain, but I am divine and I cannot be blind. They seek to tear the Inquisition down. You feel it, no? Fear.
I'd fear anyone with our vault of secrets, wouldn't you?
It is not our secrets, nor our soldiers. There have always been spy masters and private armies. They are afraid of nothing so much as the hand that directs it all.
Mine.
Already your actions have begun to reshape Thedas. Your influence is felt everywhere. It was only a matter of time before they moved. I'm surprised it took this long. The Inquisition's time is coming to an end.
The Inquisition has done enough, more than enough. Maybe it's time for us to lay down our swords and go home.
We set out to restore peace, and now peace is upon us. You and I have come so far through the darkness together. It is time for us both to live in the light. But whatever you decide, I will be honored to stand beside you. Why not?
Let's go.
Thank you, Your Holiness. Now, Artigan, as to your concerns.
The Inquisition established an armed presence in Ferelden territory. You outright seized Caer Bronach in Crestwood.
Yes, from bandits. Would you like us to give it back to them?
Your help was appreciated 2 years ago, Inquisitor. Now order has been restored, yet you remain. Invading under pretext of restoring order is exactly what the Grey Wardens did to us centuries ago.
Grey Wardens. You remember what the Wardens did for you?
Now the Inquisition is doing the same thing with Grey Wardens in their ranks.
Your concern is ill-founded. The Grey Wardens have proven their worth time and again.
Of course Orlais tolerates this interference. The Inquisition is the only reason Selene still has the throne.
Rest assured, Tegan, the Empire of Orlais will not stand idle if the Inquisition oversteps its bounds. Unlike Ferelden, however, Orlais understands that these were the well-intentioned mistakes of a young organization.
An organization in need of a guiding hand. Yours, no doubt.
Pardon me, Inquisitor. Divine Victoria wishes to speak with you in private.
Something has come up. I'll be back.
What?
This is highly irregular.
Bye.
It would be best if we took a short recess. The guard said we should both see this. I believe she was correct.
Kinari.
A warrior in full armor. How did he get into the Winter Palace?
One sec while I ban this bot. On Twitch, obviously.
Would the Iron Bull know anything about
Unlikely, he's not Ben Hasroth anymore.
I asked, and he is as surprised as we are. Since becoming Tal Vashoth, he has had no contact with his people. He seems frustrated at not knowing more.
So, what would the Left Hand of the Divine see when she looked at this?
This is a warrior, not a spy. Part of the Antam, the Kinari military. Most of his wounds come from a fight against someone using magic, but at least a few are from a blade. He was badly hurt, separated from his allies, and made it here before he died. But how?
Deadly mysteries at the Winter Palace. Throw in a Hulla statue and some Caprice coins and it's just like old times.
Can Josephine manage the diplomats while I look around?
She will be fine. It's all speeches and posturing for the first few days anyway. I will extend the recess as long as possible. I will also have our friends ready themselves for battle if need be.
You think that's likely?
I think the
Oh, yes.
council may be more exciting than we expected.
The Excited Council. Helen. Word has spread from Denerim about the summit the Inquisition will attend. News is half rumors, but the representatives say they are going. But with the representatives they say are going, it's clearly serious. And the details are probably not something you can put down in a letter. I will, however, look forward to more glowing descriptions about how much you love our Legion parties. Branson's here. Your son insists I add Elo Cole to this letter. He also insists it be Elo and not hello. Your nephew is stubborn. How very familiar. Love, Mia. Inquisitor. I'm writing to you from the Hunterhorn Mountains, where I was successful in tracking down a Seeker Emery. He was more shocked than most to hear about Lord Seeker Lucius's betrayal, as he was her mentor when she was just an initiate. But she's eager to help rebuild. She's heard of a few other Seekers who might have been sent to Rivain. I still do not know how many of us yet remain, how many Lucius killed, but I know that we are recovering, and I know that we'll be better this time. I confess I look forward to returning to Orlais next month. I sort of thought that impossible. Orlais was little more than the land of frustrating politics and excessive ornamentation, and responsibilities I did not want. Now that friends wait for me there, it's almost home. Cassandra. Vivienne in the last few years. Inquisitor, I fear I shall have no opportunity to meet with you prior to the Exalted Council at Halam Shiral. The colleges and fraternities of enchanters are holding yet another round of elections in a few months, and I must be present to organize everything. Or the Equatorians and the Lucrosians will inevitably get drawn into the most passive-aggressive arguments over the number of ballot boxes and the arrangement of voting cards you can possibly imagine. On the last two occasions, when I could not be spared from my duties at the Imperial Court, the isolationists sealed themselves inside the debating area with ice walls in protest over some insult from a libertarian senior enchanter from Cumberland. I must, of course, convey the continuing approbation of the Elysian courts, although I have no doubt dear Duke Cyril have already bored you to death with the Council of Heralds' compliments by now. Cordially, Vivienne. Varric, and the last few years. Inquisitor, greetings and salutations from beautiful Kirkwall. The sun is shining, the seabirds are screeching, and almost nothing in High Court Town has fallen into a sinkhole and ended up in the sewers in over a month. The Red Lyrium cleanup in the gallows is going better than expected. Nobody misses having Meredith fused to the flagstones, eerily glaring at everyone. The city guards celebrated finally getting her out of there by holding a completely impromptu parade. Several Lowtown residents composed a song on the spot with lyrics to the effect of "Thank the Maker, the crazy cursed Templar is gone," which was remarkably catchy despite, or maybe because of, the fact it was mostly just swearing in tune. Even with all this stellar progress, it looks like I'm stuck here. Channels in the harbour were completely changed by falling debris a few years back, which led to a lot of ships getting wrecked and coming and going, which only made things worse. Then you had rifts open, weird glowing fade rocks appeared out there. Incidentally, thanks for closing the rifts. Now the only hope for repairing the harbour is to send guys with pickaxes to clear the rocks. Ever try to hire miners who are also divers, Inquisitor? Not many. Even fewer are happy mining glowing shit from the Fade. This is going to take a lot of my coin to fix. Stop by the city sometime. We're getting in a game of Wiki Grace. Please, this Viscount shit is boring me to death, Varric.
What's going on? You can't keep me out of here.
It looks like he came down over the railing.
Oh, dog treats. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 14 by Varric Tethras. The late magistrate Dunwald's butler blinked as Donan Brenonkovich. Always put an extra N in there when there isn't one. It says Brenokovich. Barged into the foyer. Get Lady Marielle now. Yeah, who? Is this Donan or the butler? Oh, I think this is Donan saying this. Get Lady Marielle now. He headed straight into the parlour where the magistrate's collection was displayed. Wrapped in a black shawl, Marielle sauntered into the room and leaned against one of the glass cases. Guardsman, what a pleasant surprise. Where's Javelin? That smile faltered. Why do you think I would know? It's your partner. Donan held up the note. Your perfume, Lady Marielle. He dropped it on the display case beside her. What were you doing in the guard barracks? I didn't leave the note, she said, with measured calm. I don't have your partner. But you were in the barracks. He stepped away to examine the display. You told me Wagner wanted to buy the magistrate's entire collection. But he said he was only interested in one blade. He opened the case. I think it was never in Seamus's collection. I think that was the sword meant to go right here. He pointed to the empty velvet-lined box. I looked in the Viscount's records. You've only been married to the magistrate Dunwald for about 3 weeks. You tell me who you're working for and where my partner is, and I'll see if we can't get you a deal with the Viscount's office. The Chantry. Marielle closed the door quietly. They sent me to Kirkwall a few months ago when rumours of the sword began to surface. She examined the note. I don't have Javelin. This was already on his bunk when I went to find both of you. Donan didn't hide his skepticism. You're innocent. But you didn't report him missing to any of the guards. Someone took him from the barracks, Zara, with no one the wiser. That doesn't seem strange to you. She looked at him in the eye. Have you ever heard of the Executors? Myth. Myth that kills, she sighed. The Executors have your partner, and I think they have someone inside the city guard. How else could they have gotten Javelin out of the keep without being seen? Donan watched her fidget with her shawl. Why were you in the barracks? I suspected the Executors had an inside man, she shrugged. How else could they have gotten poor Comte de Favre out to open the door to his killer? Since he arranged the sword's purchase for Seamus, he'd been hiding in his own home. The only people he'd seen were Seamus and you. Blood. Blood. More blood. Lots of blood. Look at that blood. I like how I got little alerts saying that Josephine, Liliana Cullen had just finished their task. Because for me, that took 8 minutes. But in-game, that was like... It was 2 years. It took them 2 years. Oh, this reminds me of the Dales. Rob them. Right. I'm actually going to call it a night here because it's basically midnight and I kind of have to pee. So... Let's save here. No war No war crimes. What? I was going to say war table, but you know when you stop yourself saying something in time just to then say what you're going to say anyway. No war table because we're done with that bit of the game. Let's exit out and let's see who's here. I could probably get rid of this Amarok music thing off the ending screen, given I never listen to music during the ending screen. Screen. Oh well. I'm rambling. Words. They are being said things which are words. Alright. Who do you want to watch? Who do you want to say hi to? I am going to drop in on no one at this stage because it's in fact called a raid because we're talking about Twitch for the moment. Jambo. Let's raid Jambo. And now let's look at joystick where drop-in is the correct terminology. I think I know. I think I know where I'm going. Oh god, yes, I know where we're going. Let's go see Saffron. Let's go drop in on Saf. Right. See you later. Good night. Happy Friday tomorrow. That's something to look forward to. Bye.